Legislative session today, every legislator, 174 of them, got a little slice of sweet potato pie and pecan pie to communicate to them that women want a little bit more. This legislative session, we had a package of legislation to help women be a little bit better in their communities and in this state. Women in Mississippi only make 67 cents to every male dollar. Education helps increase earning power, but it doesn't erode gender inequity. Women earn less than men in every education level. Women are clustered in low-wage working jobs, making up half of the state's workforce, but 72% of the state's minimum wage workers. So today this press conference is to communicate to our lawmakers that women deserve and we will have a little bit more of that pie. We have some guests with us this morning that's going to come and share their thoughts and what their voices, what they want their constituents to know so that they can come and advocate for a little bit bigger of that pie. We're going to start off this morning with Michelle Markson. She is the Chief of Staff for Mississippi Treasurer Lynn Fitch, and right after that, we will have Senator Tammy Witherspoon.
Thank you, Cassandra. Treasurer Fitch is sorry she couldn't be here this morning. I think y'all know that pay equity has been one of her big pushes this year. She asked that I share this statement. I have copies of it for anybody who'd like one afterwards. There's not a single study that says there is no gender pay gap. There are no studies to say that wage discrimination laws are obsolete. To the contrary, every study done shows that women still struggle to close the pay gap. There are studies to show that women suffer subtle discrimination that quietly influences employers' pay decisions. There are studies to show that mothers suffer a 4% per child penalty in their pay. There are studies to show that we still have far to go in encouraging girls to pursue careers as doctors, not just nurses, and as executives, not just employees. And of course, there is case law to show that there is still very palpable discrimination against women in the workplace too. And it's because of these studies and this body of elected law that 48 states in the nation have taken action to pass wage discrimination laws. That's 48 states that have said having a federal Equal Pay Act is not enough for their women, but not Mississippi. With the highest percentage of women living in poverty, with 49th highest women's unemployment rate, and with a gender pay gap of 27%, Mississippi isn't even talking about the issue. There are those who say Mississippi women have been an afterthought in this session. 7 pay equity bills died in committee. With the highest rate of cervical cancer death in the nation, a bill to encourage annual pap smears died in committee. Even as one of only 2 states in the nation without a no-fault divorce grounds, a bill to permit divorce based on long-term separation died in committee. Permitting divorce for domestic abuse almost suffered the same fate, but women stood up, and in the face of public outcry, that still stands a chance of becoming law. It's time to show Mississippi women that they are a valued part of our community. Mississippi was the very last state to ratify the woman's right to vote in 1984. We shouldn't be the very last state to take steps to close the pay gap. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Senator Tammy Witherspoon, and I represent Pike County, Amen, Walpole, Wilkerson, and Adams County. Today, as we celebrate National Women's Month, we are reminding everyone how important it is to support our state's mothers, daughters, sisters, and wives. Today, we push for our states to be one of the nation's leaders in something vital for economic stability of the state and the nation. Creating fair laws and policy for women economic security far exceeds politics and political parties. Mississippi women face an economic marred by severe gender and racial inequities that have not been effectively women make up half our state workforce, women are disproportionately clustered in low-wage jobs with few benefits or paid family leave, and earn less than men in every profession and at every education level. Women are caring for our state's children without resources they need. Half of our families are headed by single mothers whose low wages keep their family disproportionately poor despite of work. Thank you.
Now we'll hear from Representative David Berry.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wage inequality not only affects Mississippi's women, it also has a negative impact on our state's economy as a whole, along with entire families. We owe it to our state's hardworking women to make this happen. We owe it to all Mississippians to get this done and get it done right. Let's close the pay gap once and for all. This is a bipartisan issue, and I'm proud to stand today with Treasurer Lynn Fitch, Senator Witherspoon, and countless other members of the House and the Senate to support women. Thank you very much.
I'm going to ask Representative Alice Clark to come and give a few remarks as well. Alice Clark was one of the first women who actually helped start the Women's Legislative Caucus here, and she just has some good wisdom to share with the folks here today. Let's give it up for Ms. Clark. Good morning. Good morning. This is a good morning every time we have these men and women coming out to see that we start doing things for women that we need to get done. I say that's a good morning. I'd like to welcome you to this, your capital. But what I really want you to know is that women, we need to start working on this a little earlier than before these few days before time elapses. What I want to say to you is that you need to make sure that your legislator knows what those things are that you want to get passed. And I did a bill that would have demanded equal pay for women, but you know, it didn't get out of committee. And there was another one that would have done something that would have helped Planned Parenthood, but that one didn't get out of committee. So we've had a few problems with the things that we wanted for women to get out of committee. So what we need to do is start working a little earlier so we can work night and day, getting those things done that we need to get done. And since we make up 51% of the state, at least 51% of our bills ought to get out of committee, don't you think? And we need to start asking about what happened to that bill that would have helped me and my family. But those are the kind of things that we're doing right now. But I thank each and every one of you here, because we're not going to stop now. You know, that word, I'm not going to give it. I'm tired, but I'm not going to stop now. I'm tired, but I'm not going to stop now. And I ask each one of you, let's not stop. Thank you so very much, and God bless each and every one of you and your families. We're next going to hear from Julie Kalinsky. Julie is the director of the Women in Construction program down on the Mississippi coast. They're doing really incredible work, but she sees firsthand how increasing a woman's earnings really help change not only her life, but her family lives. Let's welcome Julie.
Thank you. Like Sandra said, I'm Julie, and I am a tradeswoman. I'm the director of the Women in Construction program in Biloxi, Mississippi, where we train women in the construction and advanced manufacturing fields, but that allows them to earn a living wage. Right now, Mississippi always cites that we need qualified workers, and there's a massive skill gap. Women need to earn living wage from work that supports their families, so training women for this massive skill gap is a very, very obvious fit. It is an economic solution that would benefit our entire Mississippi. Women that come to me often work 2 to 3 very low-wage jobs and are looking to provide for their families. So we provide them with the skills that they need to go to work. had placed over hundreds of women in advanced manufacturing and construction and shipbuilding trades. This is what the Women's Economic Security Initiative is all about, and this is a bipartisan issue that we all need to support because it's smart economics. We prove this with every single graduate that we place. We prove that this is a successful strategy for getting women at minimum wage and in a higher wage field that supports the Mississippi economy. Thank you.
This session, we partnered with many of our women legislators and men legislators to ensure that a lot of our voices got heard and that bills got introduced that represented these issues. Representative Sonia Williams Barnes is going to be here to talk about some of the work that she has been doing and the efforts that she's led during this legislative session.
Thank you, and good morning. I stand strong with women and men in this state who understand and know the strengths of women and legislation needed to support women in our state. Women have been overlooked this legislative session, and we are here to make a stance and a statement to let Mississippi's leadership know that women are the backbone of our families, our state, and our nation. I thank each of you for your support, and when you support women, you support families. When you support families, you support progress. Give women in Mississippi a piece of the pie. Thank you.
As you heard so many of the women and the men speak this morning, that this really is not a partisan issue. This is really about women in the state being able to have better, more, so they can take care of themselves and their families. And so we built a coalition this session that was bipartisan, that really spoke to these issues. We crossed the line so that we'll be able to really lift these issues up. And so we're going to be coming back again next session. We're going to be working when the session is out to continue to build that bipartisan support so that we can get legislation that protects women against domestic violence and sexual assault, so that we can get legislation that will get equal pay, so that we can get legislation that will help raise the wages. And so we're here today to make that stance. We hope the legislators enjoy that little bit piece of the pie because Mississippi women want more. I'll open it up for questions now at this time.
Why do you think legislators are hesitant to support gender pay gap legislation?
What we've heard over the session, and Michelle, you may be able to join me as well. One of the things that we've heard was that there was really concern from the business community about this, that this legislation will open up the floodgates for lawsuits, particularly if they're not doing what they need to do to protect women in the job force, that they were concerned that this was going to open up some lawsuits. Well, we want to be able to work with them, but we also want our women to be able to get covered and have some kind of legal remedy to be able to pursue. And so that's some of the words that we've been hearing from the business community and from some of the other folks. Would you like to answer?
That was definitely one of the things that came up over and over again is, what is this going to do to the employers? And Treasurer Fitch had actually offered a compromise. There's a Massachusetts provision of law that she had offered, and basically it requires employers, or it gives employers the opportunity, I shouldn't say it requires, it's entirely voluntary, to go through a process where they literally look at their salaries, they look at their pay, they check for gender pay gap issues within their own structures. And if they've gone through this process and they've done that, should they be taken to court on an equal pay issue? It's an affirmative defense, and it's something that Massachusetts has just instituted about a year ago, and so far it's been highly praised even by the business community there, and it's something she offered here as a compromise. But it was pretty much rejected flat out.
Any other questions?
I have one. There are children that are around the balcony
there were a couple up there. What would you say to not just the little girls of the state, but the little boys of the state as well, who are seeing all of these women and men gathered here today? What would you say to those children?
I would say it's really important to be aware of what's happening in your state. I would say it's important to get engaged in the process, to understand who your legislators are, and begin having conversations with them, because what happens in this building impacts what happens at your household, and what happens in your household impacts what happens in your neighborhoods. And so I would encourage them to come and get to know who their legislators are, walk the halls of this Capitol, ask questions. And so those are some of the things that I would ask them to do. And also to say, that one day we would love to have them to become our next legislators, making good, sensible, fair legislation so that households can be successful and have great outcomes. Any other questions? All right, well, we thank you so much for attending our press event. Thank you all, ladies, and what do we want? A big slice of